Hi, I'm Nicole David. I'm a former world squash champion and I'm a true Malaysian bred squash player. It was really a shock to all of us hearing the closing of Equatorial in 2012 was, yeah, a hit to the system because Hotel Equatorial was my home, my second home in KL, where they hosted me for ever since I was 15 years old. And I just knew that it was not so easy to see it go, but it was at the same time, that same day when they were closing and having that closing party. We finished a tournament called the KL Open, and all the squash players all turned up, and it was a great finale to that farewell that we wanted to say goodbye, and we were the last ones to leave the hotel because we didn't want to leave that place so soon. I believe that the services and just the way that all the staff in the new EQ is very similar to the old EQ because a lot of the staff came from the old EQ and they train the new staff to bring that forward, to bring what the core values that EQ represents into this new EQ. And it's so great to see that they have created that atmosphere and that friendly environment that I feel is like the old EQ and feeling at home, and the service is just at the highest level, and they really treat everyone with so much respect, and they always look after every little detail possible. I wish that the future of EQ will continue to boom and grow strongly and in their own way, and gaining the recognition that they deserve. Being the only like sole brand for of a Malaysian brand of hotels that is really pushing the barrier and making it like the ultimate hotel to be in right smack in KL City in in the center is just something that we need to celebrate, and I hope that EQ will continue to just keep striving high and get the get all that they deserve because it's truly spectacular.
My name is Chef Joffe. I'm Global Master Chef and 55 years experience. Sounds very long, but you see, the already setengah botak. Huh? So I applied in Malaysia because Malaysia was for me a very warm country in the past. And the Hotel Equatorial answered. And I was very happy because I know the Hotel Equatorial from 2073 and 1973. Sorry. 1973, when they opened, this was number one in town. The heaviest competition to Hilton next door, and really something. Anyway, I applied, I got the agreement, and I came, and I really was very impressed with the business. Business which was completely different than Mumbai, because Mumbai is also full house, but every day different customer. But Equatorial had something very special: loyalty and the customer to the Dato Lim's family. And this is something which you find very seldom. All are friends. Yes, the chalet. The chalet, nostalgic restaurant, Swiss based. I worked 3 years in Switzerland before. I know their cuisine, so no problem. Old Quattro, that time not so old actually. The Quattro played music, walking around in the restaurant, strollers, roast beef carving, fondue, raclette, etc. a beautiful restaurant to bring something on the table now. And the restaurant manager, absolute outstanding. Who call you, can we have bell on oyster? Yes. Order 4 dozen. One oyster costed nearly, I think, 30, 40 ringgit, one number, Expensive that time. No problem. When the oyster come, he sold already. I don't have to sell anymore. The customer bought everything. Absolute beautiful. Fresh item, new item. Really magic for a chef. And you go to the table, how was it? Wow, fantastic chef. And this is what you want. And I believe, we was an outstanding restaurant in overall KL. Outside caterings, the hotel make outside caterings, enormous and fantastic quality to all the big companies in Kuala Lumpur. Nice for a chef to work. Nice time, yeah. I have the Etoile. I have my Nipa, which I like very much. I have the Kampachi, which we like very much. Sabayong on top, which we like very much. But for me, Etoile, maybe because I'm older, I like it very much. Because the assortment what you have is more like a daily. It's not so firm. Not the square 5-star. So I can go there on Sunday with my bicycle, right? Or I can go in short pants, nothing wrong. I can drink my beer, nothing wrong. I can drink the best coffee in the world, nothing wrong. And this is fun gastronomy, and this I like.
Hi, I'm Rajah Dr. I'm a partner of Shirley, actually. We're both into real estate.
Yes, and I'm Shirley Liu, principal of Property Link, a real estate company set up in 1989. We
Yeah,
are partners together.
yeah, and good friends. Char Kway Teow. Yeah, Equatorial means a lot to me. I would say it's an iconic brand name, actually, to me. That's my own perception. Because for the longest time, in my junior years of my career, I was based in Jalan Sultan Ismail at the MAS Malaysia Airlines building. So I spent a lot of time in the old Equatorial Hotel. We used to go there all the time for food, for meetings and whatever. And, we talked earlier about why it means so much to me, or why it meant so much to me, is really because not only was it a convenient stop for me, it was also a very popular meeting place. It's ideal, it's centrally located, but I think what beats it all is the good food. And I remember many times when I used to always recommend people about, those days, unlike today where you get cafes bustling everywhere. Those days, people tend to resort to hotels to eat. And I think Equatorial had the best range, won't you think so, Shirley? The best range, best chefs, best range of restaurants, renowned for its food. You had Etoile, you had, of course, everybody's favorite,
Chalet.
Blue Moon. So yeah, they had it all. And Nipa, of course. And every time I craved for good char kway teow, it's always at Nipa. And people would say to me, "Well, you pay so much just to go for char kway teow when you can get it just down the road." I say, no, Equatorial has got the best char kway teow. Yeah, that was my impression of Equatorial, Nipa, and char kway teow. And my second choice would be mi mama or roti canai. 3 best, Malaysian dishes. It's not quite, how shall I say, hotels are not typically renowned for doing such good Malaysian dishes, but Equatorial passed it all. I mean, I would say, yeah, I would rate it as the best for me. Don't you think so,
Yeah,
Shirley?
fully agree.
Yeah.
The Chinese restaurant Phoenix was so good, so famous. All the old generations, they would go there every day for lunch, and the fish was nice. The pomfret, I remember. I remember Equatorial for the chalet, that Swiss restaurant. They have nice cheese, and every Christmas
Raclette.
yeah. We would go there for Christmas brunch every year. We have to book for many months before.
Ah, yes.
Oh, the oysters and so on was very good.
Yeah. And you had that famous. Oh, I see all the faces of all this familiar stuff in my head, but I really cannot remember their names. There was that nice chef, nice maitre d' at Swisha. I can't remember his name. And he was always very welcoming, very warm, and it makes you feel like it's almost like entertaining at home, but in a hotel environment. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we've had many, many good parties there. One of the best I remember is one that was thrown by my ex-boss, managing director then. Had a 60th birthday. I think we had about 20 of us. And it was probably one of the best birthday parties ever. At first I thought, why chalet? My God, why? We want to go dancing or whatever. But, the ambiance of chalet and the music that was there, that's
very nice.
yeah. So we were requesting for all sorts of songs, all the classics well before you were born, of course. But we enjoyed it.
Moon River.
Yeah.
Always La Vie en Rose.
Ah, yes.
They could also play Shanghai Tan. Shanghai Beach.
Yeah.
Could play in
the chalet.
Yeah, I miss the most is the chalet. The good food, the oysters for Christmas brunch, and the music, and the red setting, and the nice surprise with the rose for the lady. When you finish the dinner, when you walk out, they give you a rose.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I think no other hotel today can surpass that. And that's a genuine compliment, really. Shirley and I are quite big foodies, and when we go out with the husbands, and we say, okay, let's go try somewhere different. There's not many places nowadays where you feel that you want to go back again and again. Actually, that's true, Shirley.
Live music and songs.
The
You can
ambience
choose
is
the song.
anything.
Choose the song you want.
The ambience is anything anyone can ever ask for there. You will never go wrong with the chalet.
Yeah, and it's not too bright, not too dark. The lighting's ever so good.
I was actually quite upset when I first heard about that hotel going to be torn down. And of course, it's made way for this beautiful hotel, but still, it was almost like losing a major part of your life because the sense of bonding that I had with Equatorial was something to talk about. It was like going home, Nipa, he also had some really good stuff there. Sadly, one of them I remember, he died of an accident, I think. I can't remember his name, but he was probably one of the best young chap who was always welcoming us and preparing my char kway teow in exactly the same manner I like. And Sylvia, as I mentioned to you earlier, in Etoile. So my takeaway lunches when I'm working, and didn't really feel like, I had very little time to spare, I would just call her and she'd make my sandwiches. I'll just come, walk across, grab it and just go back.
Hi, I'm Esther Chandran and I'm a journalist with The Star. While Equatorial has always been a place you go to for good food, all right? There was one particular event, which is about the time that I got to know EQ, right? It was the US food promotion for Oregon Dungeness crabs, okay? And I think it was a food review, and it was at Golden Phoenix. But the thing is, when you walk into the hotel, you see this huge, big crab, right, at the lobby, and he had sunglasses on. Those mock-up things that the hotels will prepare, the graphic side will do. So this huge, big crab, sunglasses on, the mild smile, and he had a name. It was called Louis. No. I don't have or never did have a favorite restaurant coming to EQ, because each restaurant had something to offer, So it was very difficult to say I preferred Nipa over Golden Phoenix or Golden Phoenix over Chalet or Kampachi, because each had their own allure. And if you were going for good Malay food, very good local cuisine, I would go to Nipa. And if I wanted something a bit more private where you could dress up, then I would go to Chalet. You would go to the Chalet and they would be, welcoming you with open arms. There was no, sometimes when you go to a fine dining restaurant, people tend to be a little bit snooty. But not the Chalet. Yeah, they were just, yes, we're prim and proper. Yeah. But we're also welcoming, very warm, And it was just very nice going to the Chalet to dine, look forward to the sabayon, the dancing dessert, where you could expect during that one dinner experience, that several tables might order the sabayon, and then they come up with this whole show, beating with the whisk and the bowl and making a bit of a racket, but not too noisy. And it was really fun.